Because you go into a company, you invest into a company, you put money, you put resources, you put your time into it. And the venture capitalist, he's not staying forever. No, this isn't something he loves to do. He's doing this for return on his investment. And as a result, he wants a way out. He wants a clear way out. And frequently, he wants a way out for the founder, who's going to need to go out too. Now that may be with an IPO or some other kind of merger or acquisition. So here we begin with the first exit plans. Now let's take a moment. Do you have a laptop or a tablet with you? Yeah. Okay, good. Let's open the tablet, and we have another one you can go through with Eric, or we can set Eric up with one for him. There, Asana, you want to open the browser? While we're doing that, why don't we introduce ourselves again? Shauna, why don't you come forward? So this is Shauna Waller from Waller Financial, and Shauna and I work together. And Shauna, thank you for joining us. And Shauna's one of the instructors. She's been with Jackson Hewitt, and she's been a manager of one of their departments, and she's also taught the tax classes for a number of years, and she has a degree in accounting. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, John.
She'll be participating in the class itself. And this is Asana Anderson, my son, and he's a tech with a degree in digital media. And he'll be helping us, as you already are seeing. And why don't you introduce yourselves?
Well, my name is Freddie. I'm just a janitor.
Well, good. Well, welcome, welcome. And Eric?
I am Eric, and I'm working for Extra Touch.
Wonderful, wonderful. And Norma and Stephen, would you introduce yourself?
Are you interested in people's language or one language? I'm Norma, and
Yes.
I work in Clean Green.
Yes.
Yo soy Norma y trabajo en Clean Green. Mucho gusto.
And Stephen?
I'm Stephen Duquette, and I'm one of the owners of Clean Green. And generally, I'm just a grass cutter, but I'm pretending to be a business owner.
Right. So there were other people who are coming. Now, whether they arrive or not, they're coming from Longview. And we were going to give them a ride, and she had other things that she had to do after our meeting today. So I don't know whether her cell phone is dead or whether her car is dead or both. And then we have a couple of people that are joining us online. We're broadcasting through GoToMeeting. So we have Mark Combs, who has a computer repair business that's located in Mountain City, Tennessee. And we have George Teschner, and George and his wife Yolanda have a dress shop in, I believe it's Virginia City, Virginia. And probably George's voice is going to come through the computer in a minute now and say, no, it's not Virginia.
Who was the...
For Eric,
No,
a
no.
machine for
So
Eric.
we're going to go to a meeting?
We're already on it.
Okay.
We're already on it. And here's Jeff. Jeff, everyone knows Jeff.
Perfect timing.
But yes, perfect timing. So Jeff Baines is our host. Thank you so much
So
for
I was
hosting us.
going to give you
Yeah.
the tablet?
So, my name's Jeff.
Oh, yeah, either way.
Okay, well, that's what that was for.
I help
Yeah.
business owners protect
Because I'm having
what
trouble
they
with
have,
the laptop.
keep their business from risk, and that's what I do. I'm an insurance agent, and thank you for coming here today. It's nice to have John and the team here and using the space. So welcome, and if there's anything you need changed in here, just let me know.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Jeff is one of the instructors in the program, and he's going to be talking about risk in our second session. Let's see. So yes, if you can go to this website, let me know when you're there, and then I'll switch my screen. Let's see. Asana, you can't bring up a signal?
No, I can't. I'm trying to take care of stuff.
Okay, good.
But
Okay,
it's
good.
not
So-
working well.
I did that one last night.
Good.
Yeah.
Good, good, good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Glad. Good. Well, you can walk through it, because this is a chance, this is something,
Is this one of those invisible monitors?
well, he's got the pad
No, I-
that goes with it.
If you guys want to, go ahead and come over here real quick.
Okay.
All right, so now I'll see.
Can I get in?
Okay, let's see, are you on, all right,
so
you're-
would you like me to
you're
help,
there.
or, you want
Okay.
at the
Is
computer, or
because
whatever?
business?
Oh,
Are you,
yeah, I can-
first of
either
all,
way.
are
Either
you
way,
on the
yeah.
network?
Or you can do it and
Yes,
we
you
can
are.
see it.
Okay,
Sure.
so
Yeah,
because.
sure.
Because
So this
right
is gonna
there.
be a real quick, little
Question,
questionnaire,
then-
or question
Then,
thing.
I'm not even doing that thing. Let's see if they can get it around.
yeah, go to Yahoo or
Because
something.
I actually did mine last night, so.
All right, good,
Does that mean
all
I
right.
need to-
No, did you,
Okay.
no, you don't. If you did that.
BECAUSE, just like because, and then BUSINESS.com. Okay, and then here, why don't you hit return there? Let's
That's
bring up
nothing
the
that we can do
website.
tonight.
Yeah, very nice.
There we go. Okay, now put the cursor at the end and hit
Part?
the end
No,
button,
Stephen,
the
you can't.
right arrow key. Okay, you're there. Okay, forward slash
This was
SE.
yesterday, so I haven't, you weren't able to
Hyphen.
finish that.
It's,
Not
no,
this one, you might have done the
yeah.
other
Oh, it might
one.
have been a different.
QUIZ. No, U, I Z.
I see.
Yes, okay. Oh, it's Z as in zebra at the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. We've done it by Jingo. So this is a chance to
Can you agree?
wander around in your,
Okay.
now mine.
Are these new questions, I believe? So, what
Oh,
got,
okay.
I have
what
to
got
do
you
the same
started
thing
in your
you just
current
did.
venture? And it can be concise. Uh,
All right, good.
We had to choose an industry that didn't require a lot of education, formal education.
If I can spell myself.
Great. All right, now we can all go through this step by step. So we wanted you to explore, why are you doing this?
What has
Why,
this
how did you get into
sounded
this
delighted you
business?
as a business owner?
So just in a few words,
Probably
What got you
the
into this?
ability to govern your own
Janitorial business.
destiny.
how
Well,
about,
we don't do just janitorial, we do carpet cleaning, carpet, all that stuff. I was just saying I'm a janitor. Why? Just to accomplish some of the family things that I want to accomplish.
Okay.
It's my,
okay, so write just a few words about that.
Or
of-
when you notice
in
things
answering the
flown
question
by,
is,
what were you
what
doing?
got you started in your current
Um,
venture? What got you started, that's
And it
the
doesn't have to do
field,
with
what got you
business,
started?
just in your own, your everyday life.
Sleeping. And time really flies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there is
I mean,
Michelle.
like, some people go
Hi,
and work on
Michelle.
their car, and
Yeah.
8 hours go by and they forgot
Computer,
to lunch.
anything on the computer.
Okay, anything
Yeah.
on the computer.
Yeah.
Maze Insurance.
Is there, like, if you're working with someone that makes you think, or that goes and you go and play a sport, or, you go and do something and it's just, I forgot to eat today because I was so engrossed in this.
No,
Computer.
it's just business in
Computer?
general.
Yeah, business.
Okay.
Yeah.
He always forgot, I need to feed him.
Yeah.
Let's see, what act or idea of merit stirs you to the verge of shedding a tear? You can say nothing to.
I don't cry very easily.
Well, that's the point.
Yeah.
The verge.
Okay, I got you, I got
The
you.
ver-
All right.
I guess, it would have to be just stress in general, you know what I mean?
Well,
There's
that's
your
that
secret.
thing.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like, if you
Okay.
go and meet someone that has the exact need that you have, or you go into a meeting and someone gives you an answer to a problem that you didn't realize you had, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
That
So-
kind of a,
Kind of like, somebody provides you a solution for something that's perplexed you for a long time, and you realize, man, it wasn't that hard after all.
right,
Yeah.
or something. So,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that would be a good example, because that happens a lot.
tell me, send me that again.
Vancouver, Vancouver is an interesting
A
area.
problem or a question that perplexes you and somebody else solves the problem, you know,
I
and your
probably
peers
would
or
have done
whatever
the
solves
same
the
thing if I
problem.
wouldn't have come down with John.
And you realize it wasn't that difficult. You know, we sometimes make things difficult in your head, but
Yeah.
yeah, most of the time.
Not much here.
So we're doing a form right now and answering some questions, so this is a perfect time. So I'm going to get you, you're going to go to the
What-
Becon's business.
What urges you forward? What can you not help yourself? I mean, when, if you are reading something and someone has a comma out of place, you're like, I have to fix that comma.
Help?
Or
Yeah.
someone
Why don't
goes
you
and
go do
says,
that and I'll get that website.
this, we'd like to use,
been a rush morning.
just water to clean stuff. No, you don't use water.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of a, I don't care where I'm at, or where I am, or whatever, I'm gonna correct you, or
Yeah.
I'm going to get involved. Anything that
Are you
urges you
stuck?
forward?
Are you making?
No, no,
okay,
no,
progress?
progress is,
Yeah, it should.
I said you don't have to go to court to all the answers.
Right, that's right,
right,
yes. Answer the ones that move you.
Uh,
Yeah, this is just an exploratory process.
Kind of, these are kind of hard
I've got water
questions, but not.
No, yeah.
Yeah, because you really, it forces you to kind of step outside the box and look at things you normally wouldn't think about.
Marriage, there's the verge of shitting up
Man, what are we moving forward? That's a good one, and I know the answer's there. I want to say, at certain times, if I become hyper-focused on a problem,
What do you get hyper-focused on?
I get hyper-focused on something that feels like a severe challenge to me. You know what I mean? And
Running a machine on tags.
will force me to,
all day long.
somewhere.
you know, kick into overdrive to trick myself into solving the problem.
We're using
Okay.
engravable
So
plastic.
you
that's
focus
kind of
on,
a long
no,
answer,
no,
but
you're
yeah.
fine.
Later
My
on,
problem
they
is
can
me
have
remembering what you
Yeah,
said.
yeah,
So
focus.
focus on the hard thing, there was something that you said,
And
Dennis.
when I
Um,
came home on Friday.
Focus on a problem or,
But it was a very difficult problem or something like that.
yeah,
It was an extremely,
Then I
Yeah.
was looking at the actual
difficult.
tag, and they had all their schematics about sizes and everything. And it had blue and white, and I go, blue and white, well, I'm not sure we can do this. So
That's the other thing that you have to do is run over there and get some blue
well,
material.
it turned out we had blue and white plastic, but it was rotary engraved. And it was stuff that had been in my shop for years.
For
I actually got it
answers.
from.
Don't close this window and we'll be moving on
They were asked for that
after
color.
this.
So
Okay.
it's just-
Mm, water.
It's eventually be no use anymore. So I said, oh, that's yours,
Oh, more donut.
just have it sitting here.
Can I grab one?
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Both of us together.
Yeah, got a bunch of jobs cut up by yours.
Wonderful.
Ooh, chocolate.
Do all that fun stuff.
My favorite.
Good. That's wonderful.
Nice to meet you finally, Sean.
Yes.
Yeah. This is my wife Norma.
Yes, I think I've seen her when I was down there and I did the interview with Mickey.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I think that she came walk. Come on over, Norma. I want to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too. So, this is exciting. Everything that you guys have planned and the direction that you guys are going is wonderful. I'm so excited to kind of get all this wrapped up and everything for you guys.
We've got an internet
And we
signal.
need the insurance
Browser
company
is
for
coming
this
out.
too. Are you the
Power
insurance
is on.
company?
No,
No.
this gentleman is
Yeah.
the insurance company.
So, yeah, because each business they open,
You've got coffee.
there
Right.
is some money.
Yeah,
So
Life
we
is
can
good.
reference.
that's
We're
right.
doing business together.
So, what we're gonna do is
So
we'll
let's
come
do
back.
this.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm sure we'll see you again. See you again.
Oh, more than likely.
Yep.
I already did this one before. With this, you give me idea, one idea for the kids.
So should we continue with the whole questionnaire?
You finished with the first one?
Class
Okay.
like this.
So Asana, could you come forward and make sure that she gets set up? The page is loading right now.
Yeah, like this.
The internet signal is on.
Yeah, definitely.
And we'll move
Oh,
forward.
I'm on.
Okay, yeah,
No,
But
it's
it
on the
is
page.
business, all that they need to pay,
Right.
and this is the part probably they don't like, they don't like.
Yes.
You can use this computer if you want to, we're gonna use this one.
Oh, well,
Don't know.
okay. I mean, we don't need
I
to.
don't-
Okay.
We're open, but
Okay.
thank you. Thank you. Okay.
We have talked on the phone.
So let's talk about planning for a smart exit. We're going to talk about the risks, the benefits, and the costs. Everything that we do has risks, benefits, and costs. One of the major risks is that 80% of all small businesses close before the owner's ready. Actually, the number is a little higher than that, but that's a good place to start. There's 4 fundamental risks that I talk about in business owners. The first is what I call the truck. Now, the truck is some instantaneous change that when it occurs, business life is not the same anymore. It could be a medical emergency. It could be a criminal event. Someone holds you up or mugs you, or there's an auto accident. There's all sorts of things that come up that in 1 minute, everything is different for your business. Now, the diagnosis is different. The diagnosis is, we'll use this as an example. You go in for an annual checkup. It just makes good sense to take care of yourself, go to the doctor, get a checkup. You get a phone call later from the lab and they say, oh, that test was positive. Your life is different. Now, you're perfectly fine. You're just the same way that you were this morning and the week before and the week before that. You don't feel any different. Just some voice on the phone says the test was positive. And all of a sudden, your life is starting to be different. Because according to that information, things are going to be different in 2 years from now or 3 years or something like that. Now, there's another corollary to that, and that is that, let's say you're a General Motors dealer, and you get a notice from General Motors saying, oh, your contract will expire on 12/31, and that's the end. Thank you very much. We no longer need a dealership for Chevrolets in your city anymore. We're changing the way that we're marketing. Or let's say you're using certain chemicals or a certain process, you're in the logging business, and the government says, I'm sorry, we have to stop, we have to curtail that activity. You're a fisherman. We have to curtail, the season is going to be shorter this year. That's something that you get advance notice on. You do have the time to prepare for, as opposed to with the truck, you don't have any time to prepare. The third is, I call the lottery. Now, what could be wrong with the lottery? Everyone wants to win the lottery. You win the lottery, you win $27 million, you turn to your partner and you hand him the keys and you say, I'll drop in every now and then, give you a hand, I'll bring some money by. And then you say, maybe I won't. What could be worse is your partner wins the lottery and he turns to you and he says that to you and he hands you the keys, and right then and there the handcuffs go on and you are now in the operations doing his job and your job. And now you've got to find someone to replace that person. And the last I call exhaustion. You're one of the top businesses. You're part of the 2 to 5 to 10% of businesses that makes it for 10 years. You stay in business while other people go out of business, your competitors go out of business, and you survive. You're hanging in there. You're doing okay. But you're still working 40, 50, 60 hours a week. You have to be there or the business won't run, or it won't run right. And after a period of years of working those kinds of hours, those kinds of 6 days, 7 days, 15 days in a row, that sort of thing, without breaks, without vacations, it's exhausting. And it has detrimental consequences on your family, on your children, on your personal life. And this also happens to your employees, your key employees, who are right next to you and they're working 50, 60 hours a week, or a partner. So these are 4 factors that really affect every business of any age. It's not just people who are 55 or 65. This applies to everybody who's owning a business. Now what happens if you don't plan? Everyone says, I'm too busy to plan. I've got a business to run. These are all well and good ideas. These are great ideas, but who's got time? There's the customers, there's the payroll. It takes time to plan. Now on the other hand though, if there's some kind of an emergency like the truck or the diagnosis, and boom, you can be out of business. If that occurs, your family will suffer, and you will suffer. And business failures, you've seen it. Somebody you know, and somebody you've worked with, maybe a vendor, maybe a supplier, just maybe a dry cleaner or a restaurant. And you go in and you hear that someone's been ill. And then all of a sudden, someone has an auto accident, and boom, boom, 2, 3 punches, and all of a sudden there's a sign up in the window, and they're gone. I had a mechanic in Coos Bay who we used for years and years and years, and he's my age, and I would talk to him and I'd say, what are you going to do? We're getting a little older here. What are you going to do? And he said, no, I'm fine. And then I come back into town, there's a sign in his window, closed. His family had a medical emergency back east. He went back east to help the family. He just shut his business down. And there's my records and all the rest of his customers' records sitting in file cabinets in his office. So it has consequences. Today is the day we're going to help you to start your plan. Strategy mitigates risk. It increases the company value. That's a great thing. Anything you can do to increase the value of your company is a very important thing. We all strive to increase our profits. We all strive to increase our equity. But really, the gold coin, as it were, is company value. Now, the way that company value is increased is by increasing profits, and by paying off debt, and by improving the balance sheet, the equity line. But the equity line is deceiving on a balance sheet because that shows book value, and book value has things written off. You have to be an accountant to really understand what book value really represents, or get some training in it. Because you know that even though this table was probably written off, and probably according to the books on Jeff's income tax return, this table is worth $25 or $10 or $0, it has a genuine value, and if it were to be liquidated, it can be sold. Somebody would come in here and say, hey, I give you $100 for that table. That's a beautiful table. So even though on the books it shows as 0, it actually has value. Now the other thing is, if you put a liquidation value on everything in the room, they all have their value. That was $100 to, these tables, let's say they're $70 to begin with, and now they're in just as good a condition as they were when they were bought. Let's say they're worth $50. But if you put 10 of these together in a business environment that is a going venture, now the collection of these assets is worth significantly more than just the liquidation value of any one of them, or any cluster of them. So what we are going to help you to take a look at is increasing your company's value. Now if you can do that, then the owner is not as required to be in the business. That's the second major step. Are your systems and methods functioning in a way that you've trained your employees, and you monitor and you evaluate them, and you help them to run the business so that your employees can genuinely run the business? It's only when your employees are running the business and you're able to come and go that you have what's called a mature business. Before that, it's called an adolescent business. It's a teenage business. And you know how teenage business are. They work some days and they don't work so well other days. But we strive to help people to have their business function whether they're there or not. The minute that that happens, your business instantly is worth more money. Because if it can run whether you're there or not, then you don't have to be an expert in your business to buy that business. An accountant can buy it and run it. You don't have to be an engraving expert in the case of Michelle. Everyone wants more personal income. Boy, we're all going to need a lot of savings to get through retirement, given the fact that the life expectancy used to be in the 70s, and now people are living into the 90s. That's 20, 25, 35 years we might all be living past when we're generating an income. So we have to earn a lot of money during our working years to have enough money to hold us over during the retirement. Also, by having strategy and a strategic plan for your smart exit, it'll give you more time, more personal time. Time with your family, time traveling, time just deciding if you want to play tennis, you want to play golf, you want to do other things, you want to stay fit, you want to volunteer in other organizations and help people that are needy. So, what are the benefits? Greater freedom, enjoy more time off, achieve your goals. Every one of us has goals, personal goals, professional goals. What are the benefits that you see? When we start our businesses, we see this opportunity, and it's a straight shot. Hey, how could I go wrong? We're all entrepreneurs here. We see an opportunity, and it's like, that's going to be so easy. Boom, A to B. But when we get out there on our way to B, it turns out a little more like on the right-hand side than the left-hand side. So ask yourself, are you prepared now? If something were to happen, are you prepared to transition? How many business days have your business been able to operate in the last year without you? Just think to yourself, how many really days, business days, has it really been able to go with no involvement? And if all of a sudden you were hospitalized, how many days could your business function if you were incommunicado? You know, you couldn't talk, you couldn't write, you were okay, sort of, but you just couldn't talk or write or use a computer. And the business had to go along without you. So when people would call and ask for you, they'd say, oh, he's out of town right now. Can I take your name and number? After how many days or weeks would it be before they'd say, what do you mean? He's been out of town for 2 weeks. Where is he? What's going on? If you died suddenly, would the business continue? That's a real question. And do you have an IRS approved way to value your company if you have to make an emergency transfer? When you go to transfer, you can't just pull a number out of the air. I mean, you can try. But when it goes through the IRS, they may, you know, if you give it to your son and you say, $10, they're like, yeah, right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to where we left off. If you go to the browser on your computer and now click the continue button to evaluate your smart exit readiness. And we're going to go through that with you.
All right, guys, come on over. Okay.
So here's that first question. Oh, no, we're past it.
Yeah.
On the first page,
Yeah, I'm still on the first page. Okay, now that's the end of the first page. Now we continue from here. All right, so you'll know you're on the right page because it says
name.
first name.
There you go.
Well, right side.
I didn't know this.
I was doing the same thing.
D-U-Q-U.
And then you have an opportunity to make a guess of how many days your business did operate without you.
Because we already have clean and green ones. Yeah, there's, yeah, exactly. Zero.
That's smart, that's one where you don't.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see, we're gonna take you past this,
Right now?
For the final note.
and then you can come back to this.
Yeah.
Three people. Under construction. So, what would you estimate that they're about 500K?
So you can just use the tab button down.
Oh, okay. 10, 20 of them. Right, but, 20. Person, it's 50.
So after the question of how many days has your business operated during the last year, then of course there's the, how many consecutive days could it function if you weren't there or were hospitalized? And then how many people have an ownership interest in your business?
I don't know, none of that applies.
Now this is sort of as you go
So
along.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
So you mentioned that shop, they closed the business and they had all the files over there.
Yes.
What happened if you have an organization or a business where you have control of all those files and someone can go there and you have a list of clients with all the services they've been provided for the last 5, 10 years? They have a value.
Yes, they do. Yes.
And when I'm looking at the value, when I'm looking at my client, I'm not looking at my client for the first time they buy.
Right.
I'm looking at the client for 5 or 10 years.
Right. In other words, let me make sure that I understand you. If you're looking at a client list of another business that you're interested in their files, and you see that